Well, as you know, we talked about this a little bit before, psychological fear versus situational fear. Psychological fear is the fear that there's no real danger present in the moment, and yet our mind thinks that there is. It keeps thinking, or it harps on the thoughts that danger is close, or we're in a threat situation, and it's thinking about maybe the past or thinking about the future and creating a lot of stress, perhaps anxiety, and even depression. Situational fear is different. That is the fear that happens immediately. So let's say you're crossing the street and a truck swerves around the corner at fast speed. Well, that situation calls for drastic action. So it's probably a good thing to be concerned and to jump out of the way of the truck. Let's say your house or apartment catches on fire. Situational fear is in the moment when the danger is present, you better get out of there, move and get to safety. So situational fear is very real in the moment. In this day and age, especially with what we're dealing with COVID and the ramifications of that, there's a lot of psychological fear. People are just stressed right out, anxious about their loved ones, about the future, many different things to think about. This is unnecessary. Obviously, it's going to happen because we are a caring species, or most of us anyways, so we do care for other people, we do care for our own safety, but to continually think about that over and over and over, you leave the moment. And psychological fear can be harmful. Chronically, it produces stress hormones, adrenaline, cortisol. You create high anxiety, and this leads to eventually depression. This is not the state that you want to be in. You want to be in a more joyful, pleasant state, even in the most difficult situations. So how do we deal with psychological fear? Well, psychological fear is something that you can manage through managing your mind. Now, I'm sure you've all heard of mindfulness, but mindfulness is the ability to keep your mind in the present moment and appreciate what you're experiencing in the present moment. That can be done through meditation, a walk through a natural environment like a park, singing a song, dancing, whirling. We all know there are many different meditations that can be utilized to help us center ourselves within and to be able to take control of our attention. And I think that's really important in this day and age. When we have a lot of psychological fear, it actually impacts our kidneys. And our kidneys tend to hold on to the vibration, the sensation of the fear. The emotion gets suppressed into the kidneys. So what I would recommend is to breathe deeply down to your lower abdomen, which is called the lower dantian area, or in the Japanese tradition, it's called the hara area. Breathe down into there and imagine your kidneys filling up with healing energy. And then as you expel the air, just imagine that you're expelling this dark cloud of fear and anything that is associated with that, and continue that breathing process. You breathe in, hold it for a few seconds, let your kidneys fill up with this loving kindness, and then as you breathe out what no longer needs to reside there. This will help your kidneys to function better and will release all the suppressed energy, negative energy that you don't need to keep that could be harming your body. Now, as I said before, if you continue to have that psychological fear where there's no real danger in the present moment, it's just you're really thinking, you're like a hamster on a wheel going around and around, and you keep incessantly thinking about all the worst things, this is going to lead to chronic stress, chronic anxiety, depression perhaps, and this is not a favorable state. So you want to be able to use your mindfulness, your awareness, to be able to sort of step back from your thoughts and witness them, observe your thoughts, so that you can see what you're doing inside your own mind. How are you thinking? Once you are able to recognize the thoughts that are not wholesome, healthy, and productive, you have a much better ability to be able to do something about it. You can actually stop that way of thinking and then interject with a more pleasant, happy, and joyful way of thinking that will change your reality. A lot of my clients come to me and ask me what can they do about their mind that just continues to spin and spin and spin. And I often tell them, just immediately stop and center yourself within your body with your breathing. This is one of the most simplest and oldest ways that goes back thousands of years and is still applicable to this day and age. It's timeless. So use your breath. Breathe into the lower dantian area, also known as the lower hara area, just below your navel a few inches. And as you breathe in, expand that area out. And then as you breathe out, just let it come back naturally and expel the air, and just allow your attention to stay focused on this breathing process. I know it sounds simple. I know it sounds too easy to be true, but it saved me many times when I was a teenager and I learned how to do this, and I was riddled with fear, riddled with anxiety. So if you just practice this exercise, you'll learn to quiet your mind. You'll learn to be able to be more in the moment because your mind stays with your breathing, and you'll find that you're able to respond differently to events in your life without reacting automatically from your subconscious mind. You'll be able to be more centered in the moment and be more thoughtful or more mindful of how you're going to respond in the best manner. So give it a try. Do that breathing exercise in and out. Try it for about 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and just see what happens for you. Hey, my name's Terry Hodgkinson. I'm a wellness coach and a professional hypnotherapist. I have a wellness office in Toronto for the last 20 years. I've also run multiple martial arts schools over 30 years, and now I enjoy leading people to different exotic locations around the world for immersion retreats, for experiences that tend to blow the mind.